Well, in this video, I'm going to pick up few stuff for you. Basically, few binaries which will help you to get things in easy and appropriate manner. I'm picking up this few out of so many. There are plenty and plethora of it, and a lot of stuff do in a similar way. But these tools, what I'm going to show you today in this video, will quite some time it's been around and people have been using, and it's been time tested. So I'm going to pick on it for few stuff. So brace yourself. Okay, so without further ado, let me get into a terminal. And the first thing I wanted to show you called pwdx. Say this is the stuff, right? And if I wanted to get if I do, and if I take a PID of anything, pwdx 2090, and it shows what are the directory that particular programming is using. Super handy, isn't it? Okay, so if I write man pwdx, and you can see report current working directory of a process. So if you get myriad of process by enlisting with some tool or some other mechanism, so for instance you probably wanted to know what particular application is using which directory, it sometimes become very necessary to know what the underlying stuff is. So this is one of the way to find out what it is basically using. This is a part of a proxipis ng package, utility package, which is available everywhere. Okay, pwdx, okay, which report the current directory of a specific process. All you have to do, say for here, grape dhcp. So if I write, I can see the process, right? That's 2155 with the process ID. If I do pwdx 2155, so it requires a permission, because see, it uses the root directory as its base. Okay, so it is very easy to find out which process is using which directory. Okay, all right, now move on to the next one. Something called namei. So if I do namei, and if I write user local bin vimdiff, see, it will show you the entire path of a particular file, telling you which, on the way to that particular file, which is what, if it is a directory, if it is a symlink, if it is a file. Okay, you can see there are letter designated beside those output. F stands for file, D stands for directory, L stands for symlink link. Okay, now you can get the namei has different flag too. You can get the permission, you can get other stuff if you wanted to see that. Okay, so this is a very handy way. You might use it in a script. I do. So the utility or binary name is nami. Okay, so it will, and if you give the path, it will show you what are the component consist in that path. That means, as you can see on the screen, tell you on the way to the final file that how many what are directories and what are files. Pretty simple to understand. It's very useful if you think it a bit, that you can easily discover what is what. Okay, so if I do nami, see, follow a path name until a terminal point is found. As simple as that. Is interpret its argument as path name to any type of Unix file, as I shown. And here comes the stuff. I have highlighted it for you, so you can look at the screen that it signifies a single letter. What you have seen in the screen, what I shown to you just a few seconds back, these are the stuff. If it ends up in a socket, if it ends up in a block device, if it ends up in a character device, if it's a FIFO, so it will signify with a single character letter beside the output, and by default it will show you vertically. Here are some flags. You can use it, which I haven't shown you, but if you want, if you can show it, the man page is not big, so you can easily give it a glance. Okay, this is a very handy tool. This is called nami, and it is a part of util linux project. Okay, part of util linux package. Okay, so yeah, that's a very handy utility. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to use or show you, called it requires super user privilege. If you do linuxstat, it simply, see, the output is little ugly because it is tracing out all the network related information on your system. Let me cancel it. Let me show you. And linuxstat, it's a combination of two different binaries into a one. This is a more modern one, and it consists of two binaries which we used to use in the old years. Okay, so if I do, it says unified Linux network statistics. Okay, as I said, it's a combination of two. Rstat is one of them, it is written over there. So you can pass different flags with it also, but I love man pages, as I said again and again. If the man pages consist of clear-cut examples, this one has, you can see, you can pass the different flag. You can see I've highlighted the example. If you look into it, the example, you can see this binary use different flag, which might help you to find out about network related stuff. Okay, so it is handy to get along with network related stuff, right? So I thought to bring it up because there are proc files which it will tap, okay, to provide the enlisting. The example I have shown you, the output was coming pretty raw on the terminal, that's why I cancelled it. But if you provide these flags with this particular binary, you can access out a lot of network related stuff on Linux. Okay, the binary name is linuxstat. All right. If you ever feel the need to see the password or group file, how do you do that? Most people they do write vim or emacs to see it. Okay, but there is specific binary or program uh, created for this specific purpose, which will do things in an appropriate manner, and those tools are available for quite some time. One is called VIPW, which is appropriately using to see the password file, and VIGR, which is designated to see the group file. Okay, so VIPW, this binary will show you your password file. Okay, so you can see if I give the permission, it will read the etc password file. Likewise, VIGR, it does the same thing, but the advantage of using this tool over other is that while you're seeing that sensitive information in the password file or group file, it will log the file. That means the chances of the file getting corrupted will be very, very minimal. This is a case especially too when you want to see the password or group file over the network. See, in a multi-admin environment, if you ever been into that kind of situation, I have been quite some time in the past. So few people might try to access the same file from different location of the network. So it is essentially very important to keep the sanity of these important files to be keep intact. That's why these tools were created. Okay, to create, if someone opens it, lock the specific file. In this case, if you run VIPW, it will log the etc password file to keep to refrain it from getting corrupted. Likewise, if you run the VIGR, it will open the etc group file, but it will lock the file so it will not get corrupted. There is a flag to this utility -s. If you do, you can use or edit the shadow file, okay, which is a more secure version of it. So this tool comes with a shadow util package utility, which probably everyone installed in their system. Okay, so if I do man VIPW, you can see it says edit the password group, shadow password and shadow group file, right? So it is a nice and appropriate utility to manipulate, see your password and group file in an appropriate manner, especially over the network in a multi-admin environment where you are not the only one. Okay, so again, the man page is very short. It will take few moments for you to glance over it if you fail to get it what I'm saying. So it's pretty self-explanatory. The package contain these utilities called shadow utils. You can easily get, most of the distribution repo probably have this package in their default repo, so I don't think you'll find it difficult to install it. The tool is VIPW and VIGR to appropriately edit the password group and shadow files related to that. Nice utility. You should use it. Okay. So if a better tool available for the job, so you should not worry about using it. Okay. And these tools are around for quite some time, so it's nothing new in it. Okay. So there are many more. I just randomly pick out few because these things, it it all depends how you are sitting and using your open system. Okay. So there are many binaries and many scripts. Not everything is as good or as capable enough, so you need to segregate and filter it out what is having a better capability and do a specific job in a better way. So you need to pick up your tool in proper way to invest some thinking or try it out. I do a lot of trial and error method. If I fail to understand something, I do lots of trial and error method. So then I compare what is good and what is bad about the specific tool in a specific targeted section. So on the basis of that, I pick up my tool to use it for future endeavor, because it is necessary to understand when you opt for a tool to know the underlying stuff. Okay. If you know what it is actually performing, so the job can become much easier. It gives you some sort of assurity that you know what you are doing. Okay. So I thought to pick it up on this few stuff. Hope this will help some people.